On the left, we have the Harman Kardon HK Omni 10, and on the right, we have the Sonos Play 1. These two speakers are competing in the home network audio market. Each of these, similar price point, about $199 each, depending on where you're looking. These are available at most big box retail stores, including Target. These I found Crutchfield online, a couple other online retailers that have this one. This one's a little bit newer. This one came out in March of 2015, I believe, whereas the Sonos Play 1 has been around for a while. So this is the entry-level market for these two speakers. This is both the lowest price option for Harman Kardon and Sonos respectively. And so I didn't see many reviews out there, and I was curious about the sound quality. Same price, two different companies. Harman has definitely rich heritage in audio. Sonos has got a great app that connects to just about everything out there in terms of music, but I wanted to know which one sounds better. So I've been comparing the two for about a month now. I've had them both on the shelf in my office for the past month. And as people have come through, I do a blind sound test. Anecdotally, everybody's ear is different, but most often, 8 out of 10 times, the Harman Kardon, people actually think that it sounds a little bit more richer. It's got a little bit more detail, that you can hear in there. Sometimes some cymbals or something in the mid-range, comes through pretty clearly with the Harman, whereas the Sonos has a little bit more of a tinny sound to it. They both sound fantastic, but if you had to, pick one over the other in terms of sound quality, I think the Harman definitely has the edge. So, in terms of sound, Harman over the Sonos, at least at the entry level. If you talk about connectivity and just some of the features on each one of these, this is the top view of the Sonos. It has a play pause button, an up down for volume, and it's a pretty simple box. It's got the power supply on the bottom, an Ethernet cable, and one mounting screw if you had like a surround sound speaker mount. This is the HK10. You've got a keypad up here. It's got Bluetooth, a play pause, up down 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 up for the volume, as well as this Harman Kardon dash symbol here. What this does is it actually streams whatever's coming from this speaker to the rest of the speakers that you have in the house that are on the same network, the HK network. We'll talk more about that. Similar connectivity on the hardware side here with the power supply going into the bottom. It actually has an auxiliary audio in and a reset button and a WPS button here for network setup. From a network setup perspective, these are both really easy to do. The Sonos app walks you through. The Harman Kardon app walks you through. Very comparable in that regard. Once they're both set up, I haven't really had any problems network-wise having them on the same network. I have a couple other Harman Kardon products, Omni products in the house, and the advantage of the HK system, what's interesting about it, is that you can connect via Bluetooth to this speaker or any of the other speakers in the house, and then you can hold down this middle button and it'll light up blue just like it is right now. And what that does is it'll cast all of the music, all of the content that's coming through this speaker to the rest of the speakers in the house via the wireless network. Not via Bluetooth, but via the wireless network. So everything that's on your network, I have two other Play 1s, I have two other HK10s and HK Omni 20, so it'll cast it to all the rest of them. The Sonos system has the same functionality. I mean, it's the originator of that functionality. And basically how it does it is through the Sonos app. So the app is fantastic. You can connect to Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, just about any music source that you could find on the internet, you could play through the Sonos system. The Harman Kardon does not have as many relationships with internet music providers. It only has Deezer, Mix Radio, and I think one other one that's not very not noteworthy. But the advantage, at least from a connectivity perspective, is that you could get anything you want that's on your phone or on your tablet or on your other devices through this Bluetooth connection. Sonos actually does not have a Bluetooth. I was really surprised about that. There's no way to just, Bluetooth connect to your friend's phone or somebody comes over. You can't connect to the Sonos unless you have the Sonos app, and you got to give them your Wi-Fi password and all that. There's a little more to do on the Sonos side to get another device added on to control the system than there is on the HK side. Both of them do essentially the same thing, but in a different way. So HK does it through Bluetooth and then casting to the rest of the house. You could also use the Harman Kardon app, but the availability of content on the HK app that functions the same way as the Sonos app is limited compared to the Sonos. Sonos, you can get Pandora, Spotify Premium, all of them. And so, you know, if you want to just be in the Sonos app and pull music from anywhere, the Sonos is fantastic. It does a great job at that. I mean, that's pretty much what it was set up to do. The Harman Kardon has an interesting way of providing that same music solution, but does it in a different way. So from a connectivity standpoint, they're both very strong. You can get a lot of content on both of them, but the way you get the content is going to be different between the two. So most often I find myself in Pandora or Spotify connecting to Bluetooth to one speaker and then casting it to the rest of the house via the button. With the Sonos one, I'm in the app and I just pick these speakers that I want to play it through. Basically the same thing, but two different ways to solve that problem. So from a music perspective, I would say the sound quality on the Harman HK Omni 10 is better than the Sonos. The app on the Sonos is much better than the Harman Kardon. So no speaker review would be complete without playing a little bit of music. Not like you'd be able to tell the quality of either one. So this one is playing through the native Spotify app on the HK10. Do about 15-20 seconds. And so, and he waits, for a call. Okay, that was about 20 seconds. Then we'll go over to the Sonos app real quick. We'll play the same exact song. And you're not going to be able to tell any kind of sound quality change. And so, and he waits, for a call. Okay. So basically I played the same song through my iPhone 6 here on both speakers. So when you're in the Sonos world, you play through the Sonos app. And when you're in the Harman Kardon world, you're playing through, let's say, the Spotify app. Very similar, you know, in terms of the interface between the two. It's just that when you're using the Harman Kardon, you're connecting through Bluetooth. And when you use the Sonos, you're connecting through just your wireless network. That concludes our review of the Harman HK Omni 10 and the Sonos Play 1. Both very good options in terms of sound quality. The Harman Kardon, probably a little bit better sound quality for the entry level. In terms of connectivity, has Bluetooth, no Bluetooth, but the app on the Sonos is just fantastic and connects to every little bit of media out there that you can find. So if Harman Kardon can make their app a little bit better, the HK Connect app, they'd be in a really good position to kind of compete with the Sonos across its product lines. So good luck out there. Happy buying.